You know, Cape Town is like Vegas, it doesn't sleep. You're always having fun, you know, you're up there. Reality is, hey guys, welcome back to my channel. Today I want to talk about, oh, by the way, I just filmed this makeup look. If you guys don't like it, head on to that video and watch how I achieved this look. But today I want to talk about something that I did 2 years ago. This is only for the brave, guys. But basically what I'm talking about today is moving to Cape Town. If you interested in moving to Cape Town, if you would like to move to Cape Town, this is a video for you, so keep watching. So first of all, let's talk about why I moved to Cape Town. I moved to Cape Town because the place, I mean guys, Cape Town is amazing. I go there for work because I travel for a living, so I would go there for work and I'd never want to leave. Because I loved it so much. And for the experience, like whenever I was there, it was so fun, it was nice, there was so much to do. And at that point in my life, I felt like I needed like a different scenery. I needed some breath of fresh air, you know, because I was living in Johannesburg and it felt a bit too much, you know. I felt like I didn't live a meaningful life, as if like I wasn't complete in a way. But I mostly felt like, wait, I go to work, I come back from work and I sleep and repeat the next day. So I didn't feel like, you know, I was living my best life, and I needed something different. I needed my life to be more than just work. And what's the perfect place to have more than just work than in Cape Town, because there's a lot to do. So yeah, and how I moved to Cape Town, well, I had a work opportunity because they needed someone in Cape Town. So I was like, yes, my girl. So fine, I took the opportunity, and luckily for me, they paid for everything. They paid for my moving, the truck, and well, not the apartment because that was on me, but they paid for the moving truck, which was easy for me. All I had to do is put in my lease at the place that I was staying, and then, you know, I mostly sold everything that I had. I kept the things that I needed. I gave away stuff to my friends, my family, because I didn't want a lot of baggage. I didn't want to take Joburg with me to Cape Town. You know what I mean? I wanted to start over in Cape Town. So I did a lot of pre-moving check-ins. What this is going there to scout areas that you would like to live in, areas that are safe, areas that aren't safe. Like, you wouldn't know this if you're a first timer just leaving Joburg going to Cape Town, you know. Beforehand, you ask, you check the areas, yeah. So I went there and I did a lot of apartment hunting. Wow, I was shook. I'll tell you guys why, okay? I'll tell you why. So let's talk about the myths versus the truth about living in Cape Town. So one thing that was mentioned is the weather. It's not a myth. It's the truth. The weather there it's terrible. It's terrible because there's 4 seasons in one day. Like, you wake up in the morning, you know, it's like a bit nippy and you're like, okay. And then like around 11-12 it gets hot. You're like, oh yes, perfect day, you know, a girl's gonna dress up. And then 3 o'clock it's windy. Like, August, all of a sudden, like, what? It's around like 6 o'clock or whatever, rain. like 30% chance of rain. You're just like, Candy, what? So I honestly, most of the time I was in my pajamas because of this. I would go to work, come back, chill in my pajamas because the weather was so unpredictable. But there was nice days where it was like nice, hot, you know. But then when it gets hot, it will get humid. So it'll be perfect time to be by the beach because of the wind, you know, that's coming from the water. But otherwise, the weather is so unpredictable, guys. That's not even a myth, it's the truth. So some people say that it's expensive. Okay, for me personally, this is a myth. Why do I say this? I say this because I don't think that Woolworths in Johannesburg is cheaper than Woolworths in Cape Town. I really, I don't think so. I don't think Pick n Pay in Pretoria is cheaper than Pick n Pay in Cape Town. It's the same thing. It's the same thing. What's more expensive there is apartments and property. Definitely expensive. You will not find, let's say your budget is 10k for an apartment every month, right? In Johannesburg or in Pretoria. Okay, in Pretoria, you get a house. Like, you get a nice upstairs situation house, you know, 3 bedroom, 2 bathrooms, yard, all of that, like big kitchen. That's what you get in Pretoria for 10k. In Joburg, you get a nice 3 bedroom apartment, 2 bathrooms, yard, you know, like nice situations, fairly spacious, but it's still nice. In Cape Town, you get a 1 bedroom in town. I'm not even kidding. I wish I was. No, you get a 1 bedroom in town. You get a studio apartment, you know. Guys, it's ridiculous. Property in Cape Town is quite expensive. And you know, it's not even surprising because that is a holiday destination. A lot of foreign nationalities land in Cape Town and they want to set up shop there, which for them they're paying in dollars, so it's quite cheap for them to live there, other than us when we're paying in rands. So property is expensive, but everything else, it's fairly affordable. You'll find a burger joint that's a franchise from Johannesburg or wherever, it's still the same price. Going out, I found nice places where you can get cheap drinks, cheap food. It just depends on where you go. Yeah, so for me, that's a myth that Cape Town is expensive. Yes, in property it's expensive, but in everything else it's affordable. You can live there. I mean, you choose how to spend your money. Someone can say living in Johannesburg is more expensive. Someone can say living in Pretoria is expensive. You know what I mean? It just depends on how you spend your money, areas in which you wish to live, and yeah. Okay, opportunities. There's a lot of people, also YouTubers, that I saw who said that they moved from Cape Town to Johannesburg because of the job opportunities. And yeah, they are right. You know, there's a lot of things to do in Johannesburg. It is a city of gold, so you do find a lot of space for everyone. Like here, the sun shines for everyone. The pie is enough for everyone, you know. Unlike in Cape Town. I think in Cape Town, for me, the truth in terms of job opportunities, it depends on what you do. There's a lot of creativity in Cape Town. If you want to be like, you know, in a band or a singer or in the creative arts, like a graphic designer and stuff like that, you are mostly more to succeed in Cape Town than in other places. I think this is personally my opinion, because living there, I realized that there's so much creativity. There's like, guys, people in Cape Town are so, they're authentic. They're authentic. There's so many opportunities in terms of creativity. So definitely, I think it depends what kind of job you're looking for. Okay. Rich versus the poor. It's not even, people always think that no, rich people stay in Cape Town. Yes, they do. They do, because of the system and the structures and who gets what over who's more privileged because of what. But anyway, and the party life. Yes. Okay, party life. Myth versus reality, right? So the myth in this case is you get to party all the time. You know, Cape Town is like Vegas, it doesn't sleep. You're always having fun, you know, you're up there. Reality is you've got work. You are not retired. You've still got to work. You still have to wake up in the morning, go get your bag, go get your bread, go get your dollars. You know what I'm saying? There's no way that you can party 24/7. No. Yes, you do, you know? You do try to, but then it just clashes with reality, because you going to parties Sunday night until 4 or 5 a.m. when you have to be at work at 9 or 10 is, yeah, it's not adult like. You still have to adult, whether you like it or not. And honestly, yeah, there's too much to do. There's so much party life there, and it starts late. So you need to pace yourself. You need to be responsible. Definitely you need to be responsible. Okay, the distance, guys. Honestly, I'm lucky that I travel for a living. So I could come home, I could visit my friends, I could visit my family like twice in a month, you know, every second weekend, or more than that, you know. I could do it in between my off days during the week. So that's the nice part of it all. But be realistic. If you don't get those traveling privileges, don't be like, oh, I'll always go home, I'll come back. Flight tickets. Flight tickets. Flight tickets are expensive. They're expensive. So you always have to pre-plan going home and seeing your family and your friends, because you have to book your ticket well in advance so you get it while it's cheap. So if you have family and if you have a kid or kids that you always have to come back home for, I do not advise you moving that much of a distance away from home. I don't. So you have to be very realistic in that sense. Culture shock. Okay, life there is quite slow. It's slow paced. People are chilled. Like I said earlier on, it is a holiday destination. You know, yes, there's people who live there, but they are more used to that life. So when I first moved there, it was like, I felt like the days were longer. I felt like everything was going more slow paced. People were chilled. Even driving on the road, people were just like cruising. And I was just like, get out of the way. But that's how it is in Cape Town. People are not rushing anywhere. More people there are retired and living their best lives. Some of them, you know, are rich. They don't have to go to work. Yeah. So before you move to Cape Town, let's talk about the money, the planning. Okay. What I'm gonna tell you is this took me by a hella surprise, like type of surprise. So I get there, so I did my pre-moving check-ins, you know, like area scouting and all of that. And I get to view an apartment and they're like, oh, okay, cool, this is what it looks like, 2-bedroom apartment, and it's like 6,000 every month, and you're gonna have to pay like obviously the lease fee, you know, the ITC check, and then they said, and double deposit. Wait, sorry, what? He's like, yeah, no, we require double deposits. Wow. Why would you do that? You did that for what?
But you did this for what? Why not? Why? Why not? Why though?
Of the places in Cape Town, you need double deposit, guys. I don't understand it. And funny of all, for foreign nationalities, they require like 6 months or 3 months rent up front, you know, so imagine. So if you are planning to move to Cape Town, please do it decide this well in advance. You know, get your coins, save them. Don't plan this month to move 2 months after. That's the mistake that I made. Don't plan this month and then say I'll move 2 months after, because then you're gonna use up all your savings trying to pay this double deposit first month. Imagine the place is 6,000 rand. I have to pay 6,000 rand plus 12,000 rand of deposit, and then I still have to pay lease fees and all these key fees, and that comes up to like 1,000 or 2,000 rand also. So you have to be smart in terms of making that move financially. You have to have a lot of savings dedicated for that move, which means that you have to do your research well in advance. Okay, areas to scout and why. Okay, areas to scout. Guys, you know what? Every place has that wretched place that it's affordable, but you don't want to live there. It depends also on your budget. It depends on your expectations as well, and what you like. Like I like modern type of places. I like quiet areas, and yeah, that's just, you know, my taste. So I first, you know, I saw online, and you know, with 5,000 budget, I checked online and I saw Belleville. It's like, okay, cool. So nice places, guys. Pictures on the internet. Hey, fine. Then I went to Cape Town. I went to Belleville to go view. Shoot me now. No. Honey. No, Linda. No, listen, I will not. First of all, Belleville is like, it's like downtown Joburg. It's like Marabastad. You cannot, with my expectations, you cannot expect me to live there. So that was a no for me. It's affordable, it's within my budget. I could even find less expensive places. Like I could find a 1-bedroom for 3 point something, but no, I will not live there. And then I checked out like a lot of places. I ended up liking Bahrain, which is in like Kraaifontein side on Brighton Road, like somewhere there, guys. Yes. So I really like that. It's like a huge estate with mini complexes inside, which was my type of, you know, living. Loved it. So I got an apartment there, but it was way above my budget. Like I said, a 2-bedroom was like 6,000 rand, and they require double deposit as well. So it was quite, but that's what I wanted, you know. And then there was nice places as well. Yo, it was like Brackenfell, guys. Oh, it's nice. It's so nice, but the apartments are like 9,000. Like my kind of apartments were 9,000. Anything less than that was a granny flat. A granny flat for 7,000 rand. Just do the maths and tell me how, why, when. There's so many places in Cape Town. You just need to decide, and also keep in mind your work distance. Gryfontein was 20 minutes away from my work, so that worked out for me. It was a bit further away from town, which was kind of a disadvantage when it came to socializing, because most things are in town. Like my favorite places to go to, like yours truly, souk. You know, like First Thursdays is held in Cape Town, in town. Yeah, and the Uber going there was quite expensive. So yeah, socializing wise in terms of distance and where I chose to stay was not so like oh, and there's another place, Pero. It was quite affordable. It's like a bit further away from Belleville, but it's like neighboring, you know, situations there. It was fair, it was fine, you know. It's just that also it was a bit loud for my liking, and you know, there's Para North, South, whatever, and it depends which side of Para that you wanted to live, but it was also quite affordable. Okay, so that was it for my planning to move to Cape Town. And if I left anything out, please ask me in the comment section and I promise to reply to you. But what I want to do now is I want to compare, because now I lived in Cape Town for only a year and then I moved back to Johannesburg. Now I'm in Pretoria. So I'm going to compare the three places because that's where I've lived. So Joburg for me is clustered. It doesn't feel like home, it feels like work. Like even when I would knock off from work and go home and it's my off day, I would wake up and panic the next morning, like, am I late for work? You know, I didn't feel like I'm relaxed and I'm chilling. So yeah, it is, living there is quite affordable. Depends on the area that you live in. But I feel like it had a lot more pressure and it's just fast-paced. It just felt like where you go make money and then you have to leave. You know, I didn't like not leaving. Yeah. And okay, Cape Town, beautiful. And for me, it felt so homey because it's so slow-paced and chilled. You know, it feels very homey. It feels like it's an off day every day, you know. So I loved it. It was so airy. It's like a breath of fresh air because of the ocean. And it was kind of like free-spirited. Like I said, there's a lot of creatives there. So you got to experience a lot. You get to experience like a lot of different communities. Like I know that I found the LGBTQ community in Cape Town. I fell in love with the place, I fell in love with the people, so it was nice, but it's also expensive. And the way the living is so slow, for me it felt like I can't be productive here. I need somewhere where I'm gonna have a little bit of pressure so I can push myself. I felt too relaxed in Cape Town. And lastly, Pretoria. Imagine not being from Pretoria. Just imagine how your life is. Guys, Pretoria is a whole country on its own. It is the capital and the country of South Africa. Oh, it's It's amazing living here. It's very homey. I don't know if it's because I grew up here, but it's very homey. I mean, there's good music, there's good vibes. It's affordable. It's so affordable. Like living here, you easily get a 2-bedroom apartment for 4.5, literally, and it's nice and airy and modern and everything. It just depends on the area as well. But there isn't a lot of ratchet areas in Cape Town. You know, like every area has something about it that's worth living there. Like, guys, I'm a Victorian, you know, I'm a Victorian, and I feel like the pace of life is quite fair. It gives you the necessary pressure that you need. At the same time, it's quite relaxed and it feels at home. It feels like you can be yourself. It's more rooted, I must say. And yeah, like I love living in Pretoria, and this is why I came back after all these years of touring, you know. But this is my personal view for my own experiences. It's my personal opinions, so don't come for me. And it's okay to have your own. If you want to comment in the comment section, do so. Let's have a conversation, you know what I'm saying? But thank you guys for watching. Don't forget to like, comment, subscribe, tell your friends to tell their friends and tell their friends, and share, guys, please. Share my videos. Okay, thank you. Bye.